Tomorrow's election day. Who fucking cares?
We got the election special on the Who Are These Podcast channel at 1 a.m. Eastern. Who are these broadcasters?
When is that? Tonight?
No, tomorrow night.
I was going to say.
Going live.
It sounds like a real blat move to have it the night before the
Yeah, could you imagine? No, it's going to be the night of.
Yeah, well, I have an election special for you, too. It's floating right now. Fuck this election. Let's do the creep off, shall we? Hola, creepos. Welcome to the very last episode of the Creep Off before America is destroyed forever.
That's correct.
Glad you can make it. It's a show about creeps by creeps for you creeps. I'm your host. My name is Vinnie. And joining me as always, it's my co-host, Karl.
What is happening, Vinnie Paulino? Yes, tomorrow is finally election day here in the United States. And you know what that means? Every year when we have the election, the first Tuesday of November, it means the day before it is Super Chat Monday. And we're celebrating. We're here for it, baby.
Who's celebrating? Let me hear if you're celebrating.
We're celebrating Super Chat Monday. Well, Vinnie, obviously this is the show that is a contest.
Certainly is.
Vinnie and I come on and we present our creeps in different categories. And you find folks go and vote for who you thought brought the biggest creep over at thecreepoff.com. But we did not have a contest last week.
No, we didn't.
We had the Detroit Hangover edition on the show, but we do have a results girl here.
Well, I felt bad. I deprived everybody of the beautiful Daddy last week because I was upset and everybody was misbehaving with the vote.
They deserved it. They were cheating.
But here's the thing. Our lovely, lovely results girl, Danny, is probably going to be away for a little bit.
This is the last time we get to see her?
Might be the last time we get to see her before, she becomes about, 7 pounds less attractive.
Before they rip a monster out of her?
Yeah, before they rip that little thing that she's going to be carrying around. It's going to be shitting and pissing on everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's the greatest results girl ever. It's Danny. Here she is.
Danny, reading results so dandy. Please won't you post that fanny all over the Patreon. Danny, that body's so uncanny. Boy smooth like lemon shandy. Oh yeah, she's my creep girl.
Don't look directly into them or you will lose your eyesight.
I'm willing to take that risk. Danny, I have a question for you. Welcome to the show, by the way.
Thank you.
I heard a rumor that we're going to have a contest that you're going to be bottling your breast milk and sending it out to lucky listeners. Is that true?
Oh, yeah. We'll sell it. Why not?
Oh, no, we're not selling it. We're giving it away. I think selling it would be creepy.
Okay. Well, you can win it probably.
You can win it. All right. Yeah. That's exciting.
Are we going to have the win a bottle of breast milk contest? Because that's really fucking funny and awful.
I think we should.
Okay. Well, Danny, if you're gay, we'll give it away.
Oh my gosh.
They're starving children. And we're like, we're sending this out to Nebraska.
Who knows? Maybe the lucky listener who wins is going to give it to a kid.
Yeah, that's true. It's a good
they
point.
Probably won't do anything weird with it.
No, definitely not. No weirdos who watch this show.
Karl, I got to tell you,
yes.
Danny's condition made me come up with an amazing idea for a piece of creep off merchandise.
Oh, I thought I just came up with one, but go ahead.
No, I got something. So this is to give to anybody that you know that is with child that is or may not be a creep off fan. Either way, this will win them over, and it's important.
Okay.
Here it is, a newborn baby onesie, right?
Okay.
It's black. It has a creep off logo on it and says, "Please don't throw me."
Oh, that's actually could save lives.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's going to save more lives than Woke Dad's art studio. That's a good idea.
It's going to save more kids' lives than ESO being locked up.
Yes.
Little Lady K would have to wear that, like, for sure. All the time.
Why, you going to throw Little Lady K around?
No. No, not that. I just wanted to
wear. If she's wearing that onesie, she'll remember not to.
Yes,
yeah.
That's correct. All right. I'm into it. Let's make it. Let's make it happen.
Danny, Little Lady K is getting number one. I'm going to make that happen for you. We're getting one for little Lady K. So the baby is coming anytime. You said, you're technically due within a week, but anything can happen between now and then. And we were just having this riveting conversation about a curtain, Danny. Tell me about this curtain you were speaking of.
Oh yeah. So I'm getting a C-section, so they usually have like a curtain covering like your bottom half while you're awake, and they'll just like numb you or whatever and take the baby out. But apparently you have the option now where you can get a clear curtain so you can see everything while it's happening, and that
So who
sounds
can see everything? So you can see
The mother
everything?
could see everything.
yeah.
Oh,
So I
weird.
can watch my baby being taken out. Isn't
How
that
do you feel about
insane?
that?
Yeah, it sounds scary.
You don't need to see that? Yeah, that sounds rough.
I honestly feel like clear curtain birth should be on the wheel. Like that sounds terrible.
What about clear curtain abortion?
Oh my god.
That would be fun. Let's put that on the wheel.
Do we have to perform it?
It's only going to be legal for the next week or so we better get on it.
Oh, good point. Good point.
Oh, true.
Good point.
Mhm.
So
we have to perform it. Yeah, we have to make it happen and perform it. It's going to take a while, but
all right.
get it
Well,
done
I mean, it's
eventually.
about the average time it takes you to do
True.
some
I was
consequences.
thinking the same thing.
Roughly 7 to 8
I
months.
knew you'd say that. You shouldn't have an abortion 8 months in, Vinny.
Well, no, it's going to take you a while to find the girl.
That's true. My swimmer's going. Yeah, that's true. That's a good
Jesus
point.
Christ. Science doesn't have to get involved. So, Danny, we love you. We're very, very excited, and please keep us, abreast of what's going on.
Yeah, that would be
sure.
spectacular if you could do that.
Yeah, let us know what's going on, and we will make sure the listeners know.
Okay, that sounds good. Might probably be out for a couple weeks. Well,
Yeah.
there's a lot going on, so we'll see. I'll definitely keep you updated.
We offer a very generous maternity package
Yep.
here at the Creep Off.
Yep.
So you take your time. And are you nervous? Are you getting excited about it? It's almost there.
Both.
Yeah.
Like a week is so close, and it's probably going to be a really long week at the same time.
It's going to be a longer 18 years.
That's true. That's true.
Or 16 when she leaves the house, whichever comes first.
Oh, jeez. If she's
Wow,
anything like
Carl.
me.
There you go. Well, Danny, you're gonna have a fantastic birthing experience and a new wonder in your life. It's gonna be very exciting for everyone. We're happy for you.
Thank you so much.
Your little miracle is coming.
It's
Yeah.
a miracle, Danny.
It kind of is,
Miracle.
considering she was on birth control. So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, gee. If this kid doesn't cure cancer, you fucked
Right?
up.
Something. Yeah, she's got to be like crazy. I don't even know.
Well, we will see you on the other side, and best of luck, Danny.
Thank you,
Godspeed.
Thanks,
guys.
Danny.
Good luck. Good luck with that C-section.
Pregnancy really ruins results girls. It ruins Isotopes go-go dancers. It's how I lose more women than I work with.
Frankly, I'd rather she go work at a bank
Anything else?
than this.
I remember we used to have a girl who did that. How was Jess doing?
Who knows?
Okay.
She's probably okay.
Should reach out to
We
her.
haven't seen her in any articles lately,
That's
so
true.
we're all right. Oh, Carl, I think it's time for a competition, buddy. You want to tell everybody what we're going with this
Yeah,
week?
of course, because everyone's so excited about this election. We decided to find the creepiest person who ever ran for president of the United States of America.
Now, here's the one caveat. We decided that it cannot be someone who's actually won.
Right. It has to be someone who ran and did not win.
Yeah, so a lot of you people are going, they're going to pick Trump and Harris. Are wrong. Well, you can pick Harris.
You can pick
technically.
Harris. Yeah, that's correct.
Technically, you can pick Harris.
Yes.
But-
Next year, she will be my creep in this category.
Can't wait. So, folks, let's, without any further ado, start this up. Carl, ring that bell. And I'm going first because I won the last round.
All right,
Carl,
let's see what you got.
my creepiest presidential candidate ran 3 times.
Okay.
3 times for president. Did not win, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But they say, Carl, there's no such thing as a perfect candidate.
Right.
But on paper, this guy might be it.
Oh,
You can't come close. His name's Jonathan Sharkey. Okay.
I voted for him.
He was a drummer since he was a kid. He also plays guitar. He was endorsed by Soul Tone Cymbals, Carl. He also put out a record of Elvis Presley cover songs.
Wow. I'm voting for him tomorrow.
What a cool guy. If RFK did that,
Right?
he wouldn't be endorsing other people. He'd be the candidate. If there was an RFK Elvis cover album, he worked as a professional wrestler, Carl.
Okay. Now I see what's going on here.
He billed himself as Rocky Flash. He
Okay.
worked for Larry Sharp's WWA.
Was he? Did he ever wrestle AJ from the Big Justice and Costco guys fame?
Sure didn't.
Okay.
Sure didn't. But you know what? I will say this. He has good taste in wrestlers. His favorite wrestlers are Ric Flair and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Okay.
Good choices.
All right. So he's not a creep. Great. All right.
No,
my
no,
turn. Oh,
Carl. I'm not done.
Oh.
I'm not done telling you how great this guy is.
Okay.
He did all of these things, Carl.
Yeah.
He did all of these things while being undead. Can you fucking believe it?
Oh, that's amazing.
That's right, Carl. Because my creep today, Joshua Shockey, or sorry, Jonathan Sharkey. Not
Wow.
I'm fucking thinking.
Wait,
Jeremy
when I
Shockey.
undead your brain for a second.
I've
there.
been saying Jeremy Shockey every time I try to say his name all day today. Here's a picture of him.
Oh, okay. So he could actually run for president for the next like 800 years if he wants to.
Yes, that's right, Carl, because he is a living dead. He is the undead,
Yes.
the living dead. He is a vampire, not just any vampire, Carl. He's the unofficial leader of Vampire Nation.
Is that a TV show I don't know about?
No, it's just a thing this asshole made up.
I know what we do in the shadows. I don't know about Vampire Nation.
Well, let me tell you something about this guy. This guy is a self-proclaimed direct descendant of Vlad the Impaler.
Oh, okay.
In fact, that's the name he went by.
Is that what 21 and Me told him?
21 and alone is what this guy should be. Jonathan the Impaler Sharkey, he goes by. In fact, Carl, he died once. He tried to commit suicide and he died. He took a bunch of pills and they said he was dead, but then he was just alive again. In fact, he uses this all the time to explain to people how he actually is a vampire. And when you say he's a vampire, you're going to ask me the question, does he drink blood?
Well, actually, I want to ask you this question. Was
Sure.
that his wrestling gimmick?
No.
He really missed out here. They've never had a vampire before, have they?
They've had a ton of vampires.
okay.
There's Vampiro.
Okay, well, that was a dumb
There was
question.
Gangrel who would drink the chalice of
That
blood.
was a dumb question. All right, sorry.
Yeah, you idiot. Of course there's a vampire wrestler.
Uh,
Vince McMahon. A lot of vampires.
Rocco Orb wants to know how much for a mustache ride from this guy.
You can probably get it cheap these days.
Okay.
But does he drink blood, Carl? Yes. Yes. Human blood. He said he started drinking human blood at age 5.
Okay.
Because, of course, he's not a liar. He's running for president. He says
What was that in like 1623 or something? Or
around
was he
there,
5?
around
Okay.
there. He actively consumes the blood of his girlfriends and mistresses twice a week. The rest of the time, Carl, he sticks to cow and pig blood.
Okay. Okay.
Fucking disgusted.
Yeah, there's other things you can drink from a cow that'd probably be better.
Back in 2001, Carl, something happened in America. I think you remember. It was called 9/11.
I do remember that. Yes.
And he was very, very, very upset about that.
I was too.
Well, we all were. And he thought he discovered his true calling, not just to be an unruling, undying, killing monster of the night. He realized what he needed to do was kick all the Muslims out of the country and make America great again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Making some good points.
But before I go there, I forgot to play you a clip. Do you remember how I said just a couple minutes ago about how this guy claims to have died?
Yeah, he committed suicide.
Yeah.
Right.
His ex-wife is going to talk a little bit about him committing suicide
Okay.
here. Here's a little clip.
Rocky made us all believe that he was dead.
Jonathan had everyone believe that he was dead. How?
He just informed everybody through a friend that he had passed away.
Hey, Carl, I need you to call everybody I know and tell them that I died.
Okay. I'll do that.
Okay.
It sounds fun.
But
There's that guy, John Breaks Bad News. I've been trying to get a hold of him, actually. Somebody gave me his number, but I lost it. But he'd be a good guy to get to do that. Have you ever heard of that guy?
no.
What he does, like if you have to like break up with your girlfriend or give some shitty news to someone,
Uh-huh.
you hire him and then he does it on his internet show.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's fun.
Can we start doing that? If you have bad news that you want us to break to somebody,
Yes.
leave us a voicemail. We will call them for you. We'll take care of it. Now, Carl, the interviewer there asked a few more questions about this.
So were you around when he had his suicide attempt? What was it, 120 Quaaludes that he took?
He didn't take anything.
It never happened?
It never happened. It was all a lie. It was all a make-up, make-believe. Another one of Rocky, Jonathan, Kathleen, whatever you want to call him, fantasies that he tried to make everybody believe.
You're telling me this politician's a liar?
This guy?
I can't believe it.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. So he lied to everybody, told them all he was dead. He's not. It's 2001 now. Now he's an undead guy, but he's decided that he is going to be a politician and he is going to go save America. And who in their fucking right mind would take this guy seriously or have them on his show, Carl? Let's find out.
So you're not. So what I think what you're saying, Impaler, is that you're not simply a vampire. You're a right-wing vampire.
Correct. I'm an American. I'm not going
Good.
to
I'm
sell my
not. Hey,
people
man, I'm
out.
not against it. That's my favorite kind of vampire.
I was gonna say that would be Tucker's favorite kind of vampire. He'd beat me to it. Oh,
So-
God. Tucker, I'm glad he got rid of the bow tie thing. That's not a good look right there.
Back in his MSNBC days, Carl.
Yep.
Now he talks a little bit more. They start asking him some questions about his
This
stances.
is hard hitting news. I didn't realize that Tucker Carlson was giving these important interviews even back then.
Certainly was.
So Sharky, thanks a lot for coming on.
Tucker, please call me Jonathan. How are you doing
I'm
tonight?
doing okay. I like to call you the Impaler. So you're a
Go for it.
vampire. What does that
Yes,
mean? You're
I'm a
vampire.
sanguinarian vampire. I'm a blood feeder.
He's a blood feeder.
Okay.
Now, Tucker asked a really great question here. And this is the thing where I want you to realize that maybe we are dealing with not just a fun-loving guy who wants to pretend he's a vampire. Maybe we are dealing with a creep.
Okay.
Hollywood has been so kind to make a vampire, especially his feeding practices, to be so romantic and erotic. You'd be surprised how many women have come up to me, especially when I hang out in New York City, wanting to be bit. I'm talking sophisticated, very rich women who enjoy the lure of being romanced by a vampire.
That's right, Carl. Tucker said, where do you get the blood from? He says, the women, they're just running all over themselves to come to me to get bitten.
Do you believe that, Vinny?
Oh, we're going to get there.
Okay.
We're going to get there.
Isn't
But
there
he
more-
said that they're sophisticated women. These
Isn't there more to
sophisticated
being a
women.
vampire than just drinking blood? Like, isn't there like turning into a bat, not being able to be in the sunlight, flying and stuff?
Yeah, you would think,
I would
but
think so.
this guy doesn't do any of those things. He just has to drink the blood to be stronger.
Oh, okay.
And that's what he says. So, again, this year, this would have been perfect because
If that's all
Halloween
it takes,
was last
then
week.
Vinny,
the election's this
you're
week.
basically a werewolf at this point. If that all it takes is like having hair all over your body.
Oh, what do you want me to tell you, buddy?
All right.
So
Sorry.
this guy also talks to Tucker right up his alley about how tough on crime he wants to be. He claims that certain criminals under his administration, instead of being put in jail, Carl, here's his platform. They will be brought to me and they will be brutally tortured and impaled.
Okay.
Yep.
Is biting people and drinking their blood against the law?
Not if you're the president.
Okay. Got it.
No.
Right.
Upon them being found guilty of their crimes, I'll beat them, torture them, dismember them, and decapitate them, he said.
That sounds unconstitutional.
They also asked him what his thoughts on George W. Bush was, because obviously he's running against him. This is
Right.
the 2004 election.
Sure.
He said he was a pussy commie
Mhm.
and that once he was in office, he would make sure that he was convicted of war crimes
Okay.
in Iraq, and then he would be impaled on the White House lawn.
All right. I agree with one of those things.
Yeah, there's definitely should be impaled on the White House lawn.
Right, obviously.
That's what Carl said. Carl said that Secret Service. So the Secret Service gets involved after he starts saying all this stuff. So now he's on their radar because he's threatening the president with murder. So there's some problems that started happening during this campaign, Carl. A criminal complaint says while he was running for president in 2007, a 16-year-old girl in Indiana wrote a message of support on his MySpace page. She told police they began dating online. Yeah. This guy just isn't awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, here, let me go back to the awesome picture of him.
Okay.
She told police they began dating online, and then he started threatening her. She tried to break off the relationship. Her father told police that he called Sharky, and Sharky continued to call the girl and write letters to her parents. Now, she told police that in a desperate attempt, she made a big mistake to get him to leave her alone. She emailed him and said that, quote, I was a member of an elite vampire society now, a vampire hunter society,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
and that he needs to
She
stay.
met with Buffy.
She's in the Van Helsing boys now.
Uh,
And if you come by me, you're going to run into problems. And that if you continue to date me, you're going to be in danger. And
Vinny, I'm getting flashbacks to the time we did the Creepiest pro wrestler.
yeah,
And you were just telling me about storylines that were
This
just
is a
made
real
up.
thing that happened.
None of this is real.
Carl, this is very real.
Okay.
Because he ends up getting arrested over this because he starts threatening her even more. How dare you threaten me? I am the leader of the vampire nation.
Okay.
And he goes all fucking crazy. And he ends up getting arrested and charged with felony harassment for 2 misdemeanors, coercion with the threat to inflict bodily harm, and coercion with the threat to expose a secret or disgrace.
Yeah, CopCam makes a good point. We should have brought Adam Bush on for this episode. He's probably met this guy before in his vampire slaying
I would
days.
love to find out if he's met this guy. So he's supposed to go back to court for these charges, but he doesn't show up. He skips town. Okay. They catch him hiding in Tennessee. They extradite him back to Indiana. Now, do you remember how my dad threatened a judge?
I do.
He did it in the court, like to the guy's face.
Yeah, it was fun.
Well, let me tell you what this numbnut did. He went to the public library in Indiana and he wrote an email threatening to, quote, beat, torture, impale, dismember, and decapitate Judge David Serto, the judge who was overseeing this harassment case.
That had to be good for a laugh.
Yeah.
Back at the courthouse, right?
But no, they were like, you can't.
Oh, they took that seriously?
They took that very seriously.
Someone's taking this guy seriously. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't understand what world we're living in here.
I know. And
the vampire says he's going to beat you up. Like, oh, okay, whatever.
The vampire says he's going to cut off your head and impale you.
Yeah. Like, okay, sure.
Okay. But he claimed it wasn't me. I didn't do it. The record show came from the public library. So they went, they asked the librarian, has anybody who looked like this been here? Oh, yes, the vampire guy. He was in here on the state writing terroristic threats to a judge. Yeah, I remember. I saw what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
So he ends up getting interviewed by the newspapers, asking him if he had said the quote, sent this email. And he said, quote, what I said was, in a motion, once David Serto is found guilty in court, I will beat him, torture him, impale him, dismember him, then decapitate him, but only after he was found guilty and once he was arrested with a warrant, which would be signed by President Bush, he would be arrested, and then these things would happen.
Okay. Well, yeah, that seems reasonable.
He's like, John, I will fucking dismember you and fucking murder you and decapitate you and impale you, but in the ring.
I didn't
only
threaten
in the ring.
YouTube serves a service. I didn't threaten anyone.
Oh, God. This guy's fucking incredible.
Yeah.
So guess what? He
Am I
gets
supposed to say
2
what?
He gets 2 years in prison.
Guess what?
He gets
Hey, Vinny, guess what?
2 years in prison.
Okay.
2 years
For
in
that
prison
email.
For that email, yeah.
Okay.
So he's out in February of 2010. Carl, there's another election season coming up, and he decides this time he's going to run for governor of Minnesota and then run for president again.
He's like, those people vote for anyone. I mean, how crazy do you have to be to not win the governor of Minnesota?
Yeah. So he decides he's going to run for governor in Minnesota, and he's hanging out in Minnesota, and that's when he gets into another relationship with another girl. But unfortunately, this time it wasn't the parents getting involved. It was the National Center for Missing and Exploited Youth.
Oh, those people fuck up a lot of relationships.
They sure do. In fact, they had to issue an endangered runaway alert after concerns were issued by friends and family of a 16-year-old girl named Paige Brewer. She apparently ran away with Sharky to New Jersey from Minnesota when they met online. And then in blog posts that he's writing because he's getting ready for his Minnesota run, he indicates his intentions to marry this 16-year-old. He discusses his wedding plans as well as plans to emancipate her from the mother's legal grasp.
Hey, Jonathan, she's not going to be 16 forever. All right. Just enjoy it while it lasts and then move on.
So once the police got involved, everything got involved. He was like, fuck, I've already been in prison. I can't handle that anymore. He returns her to Minnesota, blames the mother on a smear campaign. But then he decides, you know what? Fuck this.
He really is a politician. That's what you do.
I'm moving to Florida.
Ah, yes. That's where everybody goes who's lived a clean life.
And that was February of 2010. By March 2010, he has moved to Florida, and CBS, a reporter from CBS, met him at the bus stop or at the Greyhound station to have a conversation with him.
I like that he travels with the people. Like, that's the kind of guy I want to vote for president. The guy who takes the Greyhound.
The guy who had to borrow money to take a Greyhound. Yeah. So this is the
imagine Secret Service getting on that bus with them. Excuse me, ma'am. I'm sorry. You're going to have to get off this bus. We need 12 more guys.
So by March 2010, CBS runs this story at him. Sharky, 45, spent Friday on a Greyhound bus with his new fiance. his new fiance, Adriana Foster,
Found another one that quick, huh?
a 19-year-old girl from Ohio that he met online.
Better.
Now, she too believes she's a vampire.
Mm.
And this is a quote that he gave CBS. And this is why this man is a creep.
You say she believes she is. I like to confirm with vampires and give them vampire affirming care.
Sure. So did everybody who met this asshole. He says, I haven't dated a girl older than 19 since 2006.
It's not good.
No, not really. Said the man as his 19-year-old daughter and his 2-year-old grandson met him at the Greyhound station. So he's there with the girl who's the same age as his daughter that's picking him up at the Greyhound station. Ugh. Now, the sources confirmed the Secret Service has had to keep him on file and on their radar since he moves around the country. He lives in Florida now, not running for anything. The last time he lost was in 2012 to Obama, obviously. And I
don't think he lost to Obama.
Sure he did. He was running. He lost to Obama. He didn't win.
Okay.
Now, he has not run in any other races since then.
Okay, good.
So he's kind of disappeared. I've been trying to find out where he is and if he's been in any more legal trouble. The trail ran stale, buddy. I couldn't find anything past this graphic.
The trail ran stale. That's a show title right there.
Yeah. 2012. This was him. Was one of his ABC News graphics. Jonathan Sharkey, the Impaler.
I love that they put it Republican with those other descriptors. That's fucking fantastic. He's a vampire. He drinks blood. He's known as the Impaler. He's a Republican.
Vampire, actor, and wrestler.
That's great.
There's been multiple documentaries done about this guy.
Is there really?
Yeah.
You should have pulled some clips from that. It would be more interesting than your
I
presentation.
have one more.
I
have one more. I have a last
Tommy
one.
Wiseau vibes right there.
Certainly does. Here's a fun clip.
Okay.
Do you remember how we were talking? His wife was talking about him. Here's a fun fact, maybe why I couldn't find anything else about him.
One of the reasons that I left him was because Rocky had told me that he felt more like a woman than a man, and that he was going to get a sex change. But what was even more of a shock was seeing him arrive from Indiana dressed as a woman.
Can you pause it real
quick?
quick?
This is when he went fugitive from.
Is he from Transylvania? All right, moving on.
Yes.
Indiana. And when he took off his jacket, when he got out of the car, I noticed he had
stuffed bra.
He had the man actually had boobs.
Like,
he was wearing a bra.
Oh no.
A bra, was it stuffed? Or
no.
He had actually female breasts.
Yes, he does.
Implants?
No,
like
they
Greg Opie Hughes size, or
I don't know.
She doesn't know, Carl.
Was it obvious
that he was a man?
Yeah.
No. When he wears female underwears, female panties, he kind of like tucks it between his legs. I think the man is basically mentally ill.
You think? You talking about Helga Man at the end there? What's going on?
I'm talking about Jonathan Sharkey, the creepiest guy to ever run for president. Ladies and gentlemen, you're to be able to vote for him at thecreepoff.com.
All right, let me before anyone goes to vote, I do want to thank the people who are helping us celebrate Super Chat Monday.
Yeah, let's hit those up.
Let's starting with Joseph Collins, $5. Thank you very much. I was listening to the Scream Bloody Gore by the band Death. Now it's the Creep Off. You're having a good Monday.
Fucking awesome, dude.
Having a very good Monday.
Rock War B, thanks for the $5. Wouldn't be surprised if Sharky was the inspiration for Twilight, especially the whole dating high school girls thing.
Yeah. Ebony says, guy makes Vigo the
Carpathian.
Right, you read this one.
Guy makes Vigo the Carpathian grand plan of haunting a painting to suckle on Sigourney Weaver's boob seems sane. Postcards available in the gift shop.
Okay.
He's talking about Ghostbusters 2.
Gotcha. Yeah, I forgot about that. That was the worst Ghostbusters. Oh, wait, there's one with women in it.
There's
Never
like
mind.
2 more that are worse than that at this point, dude.
My bad.
Okay.
I'm not keeping up.
All right. We got one more. No, we're good.
Let's get into what's going to be the winner this week for creepiest politician running for president. And that's right. I am bringing John Edwards in 2004. He ran for
John
president.
Edwards.
Yeah.
The smiley guy from North Carolina.
Yeah, North Carolina senator, 1998, became the senator. And then in 2004, he said, you know what? This George W. Bush guy, I don't like him very much.
How many underage girls did he bang?
Well, we'll find out. So how many did your guys bang?
A couple.
They're just on MySpace together. They're just sending messages to each other. In 2004, he ran for president, but suspended his campaign and actually ran as John Kerry's running mate. Do you remember that?
I do. Kerry Edwards.
He could have been the vice president, but they couldn't beat George W. Bush somehow. So then in 2008, he ran for president again, and he had a lot of support for that too. He was one of the front runners and in the primaries. Now, the problem is that he was cheating on his wife. And if you want to play my first clip here, he was denying it. The National Enquirer was covering it. He was saying there's no extramarital affair. And this guy actually ran on family values. And he says a lot of things that make him look foolish.
They all run on family values.
We begin with the story that's sending shockwaves through the presidential campaign. After months of denials, former candidate John Edwards admitted today that he had an extramarital affair while his wife was battling cancer, though he denied reports that he fathered a child out of wedlock.
Okay, so hold on. Number one,
Yes.
your wife's dying of cancer.
Battling.
You're a man, you got needs, you're trying to run for president. You want to lead the free world? You got to go bother your dying wife for a handy?
Yeah, it's probably not a good look. You might want to just jerk it to porn for a few months while you're running for president.
The Wired Christian just nailed it. Cancer, sex,
it can. Yep, that's true. All right. So this is my clip number 2. It's interesting that the mainstream media didn't know anything about this and they weren't covering it. But you know who was? The National Enquirer. They're on top of this shit.
God bless them.
For 2 weeks, it's been the biggest story never told, at least not by the mainstream media. The report in the National Enquirer tabloid that former Senator John Edwards had fathered a child by 44-year-old video producer Relly Hunter, had lied about it throughout his presidential campaign, had been caught by Enquirer reporters visiting Hunter and the baby at a Beverly Hills hotel in the middle of the night, and had literally run away from them. Today, after repeatedly refusing to talk about this story, Edwards told a TV interviewer yes and no. Yes, he'd had an affair with Hunter. No, he wasn't the father of her child. Hunter and an Edwards aide, Andy Young, both said publicly months ago that Young was the father, though the birth certificate lists no name for the father.
So it's a mystery now. And he's denying. He's like, okay, I had an affair. You got me.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not having children out of wedlock. That's crazy. Are you nuts? I'm running on family values. There's no way I'm doing that.
I feel like I want to quote Arrested Development when you show the picture of the woman. Her?
It wasn't the most flattering photo of her.
She looks like the cleaning lady here at the Carlson.
So mean. I mean, the cleaning lady here is lovely. All right, my next clip here. This is certainly a character flaw for John Edwards.
How do you figure? He likes pussy? That's the problem?
No.
The story goes far beyond the familiar tale of a powerful public man with private flaws. For one thing, John Edwards' wife, Elizabeth, has long
that's his
been
wife. Never mind.
closest political partner. Diagnosed with breast cancer just after the 2004 election, she has suffered a life-threatening recurrence, which John Edwards cited in the course of his 2008 campaign. And last fall, in an interview with Katie Couric, Edwards himself cited infidelity as a character flaw voters might well count as disabling in a potential president.
For a lot of Americans, including the family that I grew up with, I mean, it's fundamental to how you judge people and human character. Whether you keep your word, whether you keep what is your ultimate word, which is that you love your spouse and you'll stay with them.
It's amazing these people could just lie like that. The politicians are another type of breed.
I don't like how squinty he is while he's saying that. Yeah, till death do us part.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like
I don't
his
think you should
eyes
vote
are-
for a guy who cheats on his wife, he says.
Oh.
Okay, John, no problem. I'm with you on that. But then when he gets caught, though, because this is before he was caught, obviously, in 2007. Then when he was caught, he made it clear that you can't be upset with him because he's so upset with himself. I love this defense.
That's hysterical.
Yeah. My next clip.
Today, in a written statement, Edwards said, quote, "In the course of several campaigns, I started to believe that I was special and became increasingly egocentric and narcissistic. If you want to beat me up, feel free. You cannot beat me up more than I have already beaten up myself. I have been stripped bare."
You can't be mad at me. I'm mad at me.
You know, I have to say, if being an egomaniac and cheating on your wife is disqualified, half the country's got to stay home tomorrow.
Correct. That is correct. But Vinny, it's actually worse than just cheating on your wife and having this affair while your wife is battling cancer and talking about how you would never vote for someone who would do something like that. He's all about family values. He won Father of the Year at one point.
Was it to the child whose birth certificate his name was not on?
No, it wasn't for that kid when he won
Okay.
Father of the Year.
Okay.
But no, it's worse than all that. My next clip here.
John Edwards accepted nearly $1 million in illegal campaign contributions from 2 wealthy donors, then used the money to hide his affair.
So it's even worse than that because now he's getting campaign contributions and he's putting that money right into cover-up time. Oh, I got a problem? I'll just throw some money at it and it'll go away, said John Edwards.
Wait a second. Not my money, though.
No, definitely not my money. Just money that people donate because they think I'm going to be a great president.
Oh, man.
Now, you notice that he's denying his name's not on the birth certificate. He's denying that he's the father. He said that the affair was over long before it's even possible for him to be the father.
Right.
My clip number 5.
Okay. Now, is this the one where he starts drinking pig and cow blood?
Nope.
You are the father.
That's right. He is the father of Quinn, Hunter's daughter. And he even denied this to Bob Woodward. He had a Bob Woodward interview and he was being taken to task here and he denied it. And Hunter was watching this on TV as he's going, yeah, no, Quinn's not my kid. Definitely not. And let's see how that made her feel.
Also, in reading the book, and I know you've read the majority of it as well, these moments, we are very familiar. Bob Woodruff's interview with John Edwards, when he denied that Quinn was his daughter. And Riel writes that she was actually watching the interview with John Edwards. And what was her reaction?
She was devastated. She was furious. Afterwards, she said to him, "Wow, that really hurt." And he said, "Didn't mean anything. It didn't mean anything." And there are other episodes like that in our excerpt as well. They have these moments where he does something terrible. They break up for 24 hours and then they're back together again.
Great guy, huh? He's like, how could you deny that on TV? He's like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do about it?
It meant nothing. I thought he was talking about the night they spent together.
Probably. He's just like, oh, did you get your feelings hurt? Do you want me to call you a ambulance for your little feelings? He doesn't give a fuck about her. So he finally does confess.
He was actually standing on the top of his wife's grave talking on a cell phone while he had that conversation.
He finally does confess.
Pretty callous motherfucker.
And he does it with just a written statement. My clip 7 here.
First, John Edwards denied having an affair. Then he admitted lying about the affair, but denied fathering a child with his mistress, Riel Hunter. Turns out that was a lie too, and now he admits the child is his.
Extraordinary human being.
Father of the year.
Father of the year, who often talked about family and responsibility on the campaign trail,
A moral responsibility to each other.
issued a statement apologizing and saying, quote, "I am Quinn's father. It was wrong for me ever to deny she was my daughter. These words will never be enough, but I am truly sorry."
He's done. He's been trashed by his wife, by all of his former campaign staff, and the fact that he was lying about having a child for 2 years with another woman.
So the only reason why he came out and confessed is because this book was coming out by Andrew Young, who worked for him, that was going to explain all this stuff. He's like, oh, fuck, I better get out in front of that. He was never going to confess to any of this shit except for he got caught. And that's what he's sorry about, obviously.
Sure. That's the politician. Sorry, I got caught.
He also was fucking with Hunter's head. My clip 8, when he was telling her, "You think you're my only side piece? Is that what you think?"
He tells her that he has 3 other women on the side at the time that they met because he's trying to keep his distance from her. He doesn't want her to get too attached. Then later she says, well, those women I made up, but there were affairs before that.
Okay. So he's trying to manipulate her. He's like, I got all these bitches. You don't even know. He thinks he's Chris D'Elia or something. He's acting like he is. So what about the wife, though? What about Elizabeth, this poor woman with breast cancer who thought that her husband loved her and was supporting her and was really just out banging other broads? What did she do when she found out the news? This is crazy. My clip number 9.
Elizabeth requested all the tapes I'd made of the campaign. She locked herself in a room to watch. On one tape, she saw Johnny walking into a room and his reaction to seeing me. She apparently told him that he never once looked at her the way he looked at me. So she took that bit and put it on her computer as a screensaver in order to watch it over and over again.
So this woman was a videographer for John's campaign. And so she was shooting all these videos of him. And the wife goes, I want to see those videos your mistress was shooting. And sees one where he's like looking lovingly at her. And she puts it as a screensaver so you can watch it every day and get more and more pissed off at her cheating husband. That seems like a crazy reaction.
Well, do what you want to do with the time you got left.
Yeah, that's a fun way to live out the rest of your days. I just have one more clip on here, Vinny, because I love the way this is edited. I know I usually rag on the media and mainstream media, but this is so well edited. I just loved it.
Okay.
We must do better.
At the time of the affair, the Edwards announced that Elizabeth's cancer had returned and was incurable.
Now we move on.
Cancer is incurable. Now we move on. Next thing. Moving on. So that is my creepiest politician running for president, John Edwards, who was indicted by a federal grand jury on June 3rd, 2008 on 6 felony charges of violating multiple federal campaign contribution laws to cover up his extramarital affair.
Carl.
Vote for Carl at thecreepoff.com.
You are going to lose spectacularly.
We'll see.
All right. Labor Mystic, thanks for the $2. Nothing clever for me. Going to gift some memberships. And look at that. He did.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yay, super chats.
We appreciate that, Labor Mystic. If you just got gifted a membership, you can watch Who Are These Podcasts live every Wednesday and Saturday. You also get 2 bonus shows every single month, and you see those on the community tab on our YouTube page.
Yeah, I thought he was going to give out Creep Off memberships. I got excited for a second. Well, if you want to watch the Creep Off bonus episodes live every Friday, you can just follow that little QR code up in the corner over there by Carl's head. It'll take you right over to
we
Patreon.
do simulcast this show. It's on WTP and the Creep Off channel.
That is correct. So if you want to get the bonus content on YouTube, you can become a member of our Creep Off channel as well. And now we have to thank Robot Glock. Thanks for $20.
Super chat.
Thank you very much for $20.
Carl, this one's up your alley. You should read it.
The New York Times had the Edwards baby story in November of 2007 and sat on it. New York Times waited till after the Iowa and initial Dem primaries because if it came out before, John drops out and most of his votes go to HRC. New York Times wanted Edwards to stay in to help Obama win Iowa. See, that's I didn't even see that part of it. But that's how liberal the New York Times is, that they're actually, you're supposed to just report the news, not be part of it.
Now you're all mad at somebody for handicapping Hillary? Come on. Come on. Get your shit together, Carl.
I'm just saying, the New York Times has news to report and then they don't. I don't know why anyone pretends that that's a legitimate newspaper.
Well, don't forget to vote for Vinnie at thecreepoff.com this week if you don't like vampire pedos.
I can't wait to see Carl's CopCam fight with the cops for no reason. Will you please show me Carl's CopCam? Lose all your rights, ruin your life.
Got a wild one today, Vinny.
Nice.
We're changing things up. This isn't going to be an annoying woman who bangs her head against the window. It's not going to be anything like that. It's not going to be a drunk bitch trying to get her way out of a ticket.
Those videos are like chicken soup to me at this point. I love them.
They're so comforting. I totally agree. But it's time to change things up. Let's check out who we're dealing with. We'll meet Todd together here.
Youngman? Gerslet?
In December 2023, dispatch received a report of an individual violating a restraining order in Sheboygan Falls, Wisconsin. A woman stated that she had been living with 56-year-old Todd Hartzheim, with whom she was in a relationship. After filing for a restraining order against Todd, he was served with the legal papers that day. In response, he physically fought with the woman at the home, damaged property, and threatened to burn the house down. He then attempted by inhaling fumes from Axe body spray.
He tried to kill himself by sucking down Axe body spray.
I think that anybody who does that deserves to die. So
I don't think that's going to kill you. At one point, the cop's just like, I mean, you might get a little bit high or something, but I don't think that's going to kill you.
Oh my God, your breath smells like a douchebag.
Oh God. All right. So this guy, so they go to the house because they get this call. They're like, hey, my boyfriend, I have a restraining order. He's back in the house. He's threatening to burn the place down. He's acting nuts. And this guy might be a little bit crazy, as we're going to see when the police get there.
Come on, man. Dude, seriously.
Away from me. Get the away right now. Get
Uh-oh.
Fire started.
away from me.
Dude.
And all this over, I'll keep doing it.
Whoa!
Go away.
Dude, put it down.
Go away.
Put it down.
The cop is being pretty calm in this situation. He's chucking gasoline towards him and lighting fires in this house. That's pretty crazy.
I got to be honest with you. I don't know what my reaction would be to that. The guy's just like, go away now. And he's holding the thing that the floor is already on fire.
My reaction
he's standing
is
there with a bucket over a fire.
My reaction is, oh, this is a job for the fire department now. I'll be on my way. Good to see you, sir. Best of luck.
You smell great, sir. Have a great time.
Nuts. So this cop, I got to give this cop credit. He runs right through this fire and chases this guy down in my next clip.
Awesome. Fuck yeah.
Tase them.
$66, where you at?
I have nothing to live for. I'm dying anyway.
Okay, you want me to throw you on the fire then?
He thinks he's dying from the Axe body spray. But that's kind of
Is that what he thinks?
I swear to God, that's what he thinks. He thinks he's gonna die.
I swear to you, I thought like he just heard for a second. I thought he heard he has cancer.
No.
Or something. It's like, no, he just swallowed the body spray.
He drank some body spray, so he thinks he's gonna die now.
Perfect.
I gotta say though, that is a
Fucking
scary
perfect.
situation for a police officer to be in a burning house with a guy saying, "I have nothing to live for."
Ugh.
I don't think that I would have handled it the same way this officer did. It's not great. And so my next clip here, Vinny, he says something that for the first time in one of these videos, I actually believe the guy.
Okay.
I can't breathe.
Give me the other hand.
Give me your fucking hand. I can't breathe. I took an inhaler. I'm gonna die.
Hold his hands. I got his hands.
I'm gonna die.
Is that fucking Scorch?
Fucking hand.
I'm not doing it.
All right, he's handcuffed. Get your hands up. Get your hands. Get up.
I can't get up. I gotta
Bring him in here.
So yeah, you can't breathe. You just started a massive fire in your house, sir. There's going to be a lot of smoke that you'll be inhaling. So yes, I would agree that breathing is going to be a problem for you for the first time ever. This guy's actually telling the truth about that.
Dude, he's talking like a 2-pack-a-day smoker.
Well, he inhaled that Axe body spray. Last time you did that, you probably didn't sound great afterwards either.
I sounded fine.
Okay.
The guy has a voice like RFK.
Maybe that's what it is. Another guy ready for. Okay. My next clip here. The police this guy's resisting, obviously. The house is burning down. So the police eventually say, all right, fuck you, buddy. We're leaving you in here. We got to get the hell out.
And we're not uncuffing you.
Correct.
Good luck getting up with your arthritis.
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Right now.
Due to Todd's lack of cooperation and the heavy smoke inside the home, deputies were forced to leave him behind.
We gotta go. We gotta go. Tim, you good? Tim, you good? Just breathe. 145 dispatch. He's handcuffed inside the residence. We had to evacuate.
Honestly, Vinny, I can't believe how calm they're being right now. They're next to a burning house with a guy inside of it. And they're just like, are you good? Everything all right? How you feeling?
Oh, my lungs are a little smoky, but I'm okay. So, softball Saturday?
Well, the guy wanted to die. I guess he got his wish. They're like, all right, fine. We'll let you just die in here. Whatever.
I kind of love this.
So the firefighters, I don't know where they are. This must be a remote area because they do not show up for some reason. So now I call this next clip Fire Cops.
Hot boys, what you gonna do when the fire cops come for you?
Yeah. He's handcuffed in the other room.
They use 5 or 6 fire extinguishers to put this thing out. It never goes out. And he poured so much gasoline on it that it just keeps coming up again.
Wow.
It's a pretty crazy stop, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of puns for this shit.
I just like the idea of starting a show called Fire Cops, when cops become firefighters. On the next Fire Cops, these guys have no idea how to put a fire out, and they breathe in way too much smoke. Fire Cops.
And they just eat chili all day.
Yeah, right.
Carl, they left this man to die inside.
Well, let's check on him. Let's see how he's doing, Vinny. They break through the window and check on him here. My next clip.
You all right there, bud? Hey, I want you to lay on the ground. You'll get more air that way. He's still good. He's just laying there, but of course I lost my good flashlight. Thanks.
Of course he's going to lay on the ground. He can't get up.
Damn, I was hoping the doof was on fire.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, no. He's not.
You don't need no water.
They do finally drag this guy out of the house in my next clip. And you're also going to see the girlfriend. They go next door where the girlfriend is, and she explains what's going on here.
I bet you she is a looker.
Come on, we gotta do this quick. Get out. You got him. All right. You want to just bring him down the stairs this way? Yeah.
It all started because I gave him eviction and restraining order. He said it wasn't going to end the way I thought it was going to end.
He was right. He was right about that. I bet you didn't predict this one.
No, I assumed he was going to try to burn the place down. I didn't think he was going to start sucking out a can of Axe body spray, though.
That was the part that surprised me for sure. Yeah, actually, if you want to play my my next clip, they describe what this guy did.
Please. I can't breathe. Yep. Well, we were asking you to walk for the past 10 minutes. She served restraining order paperwork, and he basically said this is gonna end well. When the other room started sucking down Axe body spray, like he's got like that. So she was worried that I was going to close off his lungs. But then when I got here, I couldn't open up the door. He's sitting there with the gasoline already poured on the floor.
All right. Couple thoughts here, Vinny. First off, no reason to go to Greenland. Things will get better. People love you. We want you to stick around. Koof, thank you for not going to Greenland and everyone else out there. But if you ever are going to go to Greenland, you do not need to burn everything around you down. All right, just do it peacefully.
Buy a Dick suit. Buy a Dick Greenland shirt.
Yeah, buy a shirt from Dick shop, and then go off peacefully somewhere in the woods like a Japanese man, and do it the right way. It's very annoying that you have to go out in a hell of flames.
You have to burn down this old lady's trailer. And you know what? By the way, Carl, I'm just putting it this way: if I have someone living in my house who's spraying Axe body spray all the time, I'd fucking throw them out too.
Yeah, that's probably what the restraining order was for. They're like, yep, no, granted. Axe body spray, granted, done.
There was this dude I worked with who used to spray this one. He said it's supposed to smell like chocolate.
Ugh.
It made you want to fucking gag.
Why would you want to smell like chocolate?
Girls love it.
Children love it. That's actually, I would arrest anyone buying chocolate body spray. That's a great way to get these creeps.
Oh, do you have any that smells like gumdrops?
We sure do, sir. Right this way.
Good God. That's a good point.
We have back at the precinct. All right. One more clip on here. The list of charges for this gentleman.
Todd was charged with felony counts of arson, criminal damage to property, battery, misdemeanor counts of disorderly conduct, resisting obstructing an officer, and intentionally abuse a hazardous substance. The majority of these charges were classified as domestic abuse and repeat offenses. He was subsequently given a cash bond set at $250,000. About 3 months later, Todd was found guilty due to a no contest plea for arson and battery. The other charges were dismissed at the prosecutor's request. Ultimately, he was sentenced to 8 years in prison, followed by 10 years of extended supervision.
Yeah, so he didn't die that day. He spent the next 8 years in prison instead.
Yeah, and I mean, the house didn't burn down either, so this guy's
Correct.
just a failure.
He's a failure.
Okay.
Yeah. Learn how to kill yourself. Correct. I mean, don't, but if you're going to, don't embarrass yourself.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing.
You know, if you had just not wasted all that Axe body spray, you could have turned that into a pretty cool flamethrower.
Good point. And he'd be popular in the prison too.
Yeah. Instead of the idiot who tried to off himself drinking Axe.
All right. Well, that's Carl's CopCam this week. Thought we'd change things up a little bit for us.
Carl, the super chats are still coming in, buddy.
I love it. We're celebrating Super Chat Monday. DC the Gentleman, $5. Imagine cheering for the Dolphins. It will literally drive you crazy.
Mental illness can literally drive you crazy.
Man is not wrong.
You know what I almost forgot about?
Not wrong.
You know what I almost forgot about?
Carl?
Our buddy Alex. You know, Alex produces the show, does a lot of things behind the scene, and he sent me some interesting clips to play.
Wind is subsided. 61-yard try for the lead. It is. He's got it. He's got it. He's got it.
Stop pretending you like Tyler Bass. Fuck you.
He's won it.
Yes. 7-2, baby. First place.
You know, I texted
Uncatchable.
Carl after that game and said, congratulations.
You did.
And you said what to me?
What did I say to you?
You said, everyone here was incredibly stressed out during that game.
Oh, God, that was a stressful game.
That's
man.
the only thing that made me happy.
I had a big crew over at the house yesterday, and yeah, that was a stressful one. A lot of yelling.
I wish I had watched that.
A lot of yelling was going on.
You know, I went into that game, Carl, prepared for just a fucking murder, for a massacre. And I would have been happier if that's what had happened, to be honest with you. 47-0. I was ready for it. But the thought that we were almost gonna fucking win it, that we were a cut hair away from finally showing up and embarrassing your team and fucking squeaking out a win in Buffalo, that would have been the fucking, obviously, the underdog story of the week. And they blew it.
They sure did. And I got to ask you about what is going on with Tyreek Hill.
He's all right.
He was factored in like 3 plays, maybe. Why aren't they throwing him the ball? Why
I'll
is
tell
he
you
running
why.
down the field?
I'll tell you why. Because Buffalo does a really good job of isolating him and Waddle.
Okay.
So the focus was run game,
and
it
did
paid
well.
off.
They did
And
well.
I would ask you, how terrible is the Buffalo Bills run defense? Because Jesus Christ.
Well, that's interesting because if you remember, Seattle the week before they held to 12 rushing yards. So I don't know. The Dolphins had a
Fucking
good
was
scheme.
out of control.
Dolphins had a very good scheme to run on the Bills for sure.
So I'm going to give McDaniel a ton of credit. I'm going to give Tua a lot of credit because when the game was on the line, he made very few mistakes.
No, Tua was great.
And
the Dolphins pretty much
I don't
played
think-
mistake-free football for the most part.
I don't think you can say that Tua did anything wrong besides lose.
Right. No, he scored on every drive in the second half. Like, what else do you want?
It was just fucking hurt. That one hurt. Captain Boomies, thank you for the $10. Money XOXO.
Oh, thank you, Captain Boomies. I appreciate that.
We appreciate
Also, I think Captain Boomies was requesting this drop.
Buffalo has won it.
No problem. Anyone want to request that drop? I'll keep it right here on the board for you.
Buffalo's fucking piece of shit kicker missed an extra point
Yep.
and then hits a 61-yard field goal to end
Missed
the
an
game.
extra point, then hit an upright on another extra point. Almost missed that one. And then hit the longest one he's ever hit in his life. That's crazy. Good times. Good times
All
were had
right.
by all.
Carl, it's time for some voicemails.
Okay.
The Creep Off voicemail segment is brought to you by the City of Syracuse. Remember, Syracuse voters, if you vote in Cran this year, please stop using the white one. See you in Syracuse.
It's good advice.
Carl, we
Yes.
have a message for Katy Perry. Someone left us.
Oh, good.
Hey guys, this voicemail is actually for Katy Perry. I just wanted to let you know, I love your music, always been a fan, and I'm actually looking for the right woman. I've never had a blowjob so amazing that when she was done, I had to pull the sheets out of my asshole. I just haven't found the right girl. Anyhow, I just would really like to fall in love and then somebody suck my dick so hard my balls come out my dick hole. Anyhow, guess that right girl hasn't called me back. Katy Perry, just throwing that out there. Want to fall in love and have the old dick sucked. Thank you. Fuck you. Bye.
What a weird voice. I don't know that Katy Perry's going to get that message. Do you want to send it to her, Vinny?
I'll email it right over.
Okay.
Yeah, he's calling out the story about Katy Perry tricking a pedophile into kissing her.
Mm-hmm.
He thought it was so icky. You have any voicemails, Carl?
I don't.
Because we only had 2 this week. It was
Okay.
actually a pretty quiet week. But we have something interesting here. We have a creep report.
Oh, great.
Hey, Carl. Hey, Vinnie. I just wanted to submit someone for the Scum Parade. So I went to high school with this person. I'm not going to say that name, but it is public information of age. They just got arrested on 3 felony charges, one of attempted sexual assault, one on, let me look at it, felony rape and felony kidnapping. Now, let me tell you about this person. I went to high school with them in middle school. They are disabled from the ankles down, like their ankles, like they
Like
had
Carl.
braces on their feet.
Okay.
Like Carl.
Sorry, this is going long, but yeah, they're a dwarf. They're disabled. I'm gonna try to send one of y'all the posts, the mug shots. It looks so funny, and everyone from my high school is just eating them alive. And I will be going to the court case. I got
Nice.
perfect, so I will be going, and maybe I could try and live stream it. Or
Like it's a
something.
football game.
Yeah.
Not
Love you guys.
only are you going, you're going as the official creep off fucking
Yeah. We'll get you a pennant to hold on to or something. Number 1 foam hand.
Yeah, you're our contributor for this one. We need to know what's going on with the.
Did he send in the?
I didn't see it anywhere.
Okay, send that in. We want to see that. That
Yeah.
sounds hilarious. And
Email
also,
us. The links are on thecreepoff.com. And by the way, if you want to leave a voicemail, 585-371-8108 anytime you want, people.
I love the idea of disabled from the ankles down.
I'm club fucking footed, you asswipe.
I've never heard that before.
Dwyer Christian says, get this man daddy's breast milk.
Yes. I like the idea that him and his friends from high school are going to go to the court trial. Like it's a high school, like they're going back to their school to watch a football game or something.
I'd go to that.
That's fun.
I'd 100% go to that. How come you didn't go to the one with the guy you went to who like murdered his family?
I don't, because they always settle those things. I don't think, oh no, he did go to court for that. That's right.
And why didn't you
Because he
go?
broke down crying and admitted that he did it. Forgot about that. I should have gone.
Yeah. Well, if you have a creep report, please by all means leave us a voicemail.
We appreciate
it.
And feel free to name names. It's fine.
Yeah, nobody cares. He got arrested. If it's
Yeah.
public, it's out there. Who
It's
gives
out
a
there.
fuck?
Yeah.
All right. Let's
He can't hurt you, sir. It'll be fine.
yeah, he can't hurt you at all. He's gonna be behind bars and his little ankles are all messed up.
How old was this person he kidnapped? How do you get kidnapped by a disabled dwarf?
Hey, get in the car.
That's weird.
What's that old fucking joke I've heard comics do a million times? I got into an accident the other day. I rear-ended a car, and it turns out it was a little person. It was a dwarf. He came out and he said to me, "Hey, buddy, I'm not happy." And I said, "Well, which one are you?"
Pretty good.
Ah,
Tom Myers has set up.
cruise ship comedian time.
There you
Cruise
go.
ship comic joke. Boy, it's time for a Scum Parade. Fuck all this.
Let's go.
Scum Parade, take me on a raid of these fuck charades that these creeps have made. Scum Parade, Vinnie and Carl gonna tell you about some fuck shit. Scum Parade, like stories of a kid fucked by his mom or dad, soaking up the blood of a cat. Scum Parade.
Today's Scum Parade is brought to you by Axe Body Spray. You want to start off in Taiwan, Carl?
Let's go.
All right, here's a picture of a guy. He's in a little bit of trouble. This is obviously closed caption TV footage. This is an unnamed gentleman who apparently has been causing some trouble around Mingchan University in Taiwan.
Okay.
You see, there's a lot of young ladies who live out there, and they're in these dorms and these apartments that are all close to each other. And there is a masked man who's been running around since June of this year, and he's been looking into people's windows.
Mm-hmm.
And the other day, a poor little co-ed went out to find her panties that she left out on the line.
She's drying her panties on the line?
Yeah. Someone think that you kind of get what you get when you leave them
Dude,
out like that.
What year? What are you talking about? Why
We're
would you
talking
do
about
that?
Taiwan.
It's weird.
Taiwan. She left them out on the line, and when she came back, she noticed that there was a fresh stain on them.
In fact, in the article, it says it was an unknown stain. Come on. You know what it is.
I can take a guess.
Yeah, you know what it is. Don't act like you don't know what that stain is, lady.
I'll take cum for 500 Alex.
You're a college student. You know what that is.
Now,
stop it with that.
There's video. There's like a security camera out there. This is a still. This dude took the underwear, started sniffing them, stuffed them down his pants, jerked off on him, and then hung them back on the line.
Okay. It's weird. That's kind of weird to do.
Yeah.
You know what the problem with this article for me was?
What's that?
No mention of the college student's breast size. Weird. Weird there would be an oversight on that.
We're talking Taiwan here.
I know. Probably not huge, but you never know.
You know, there crazier things have happened.
Right. I'd like to, I mean, this guy's taking the time to do this to her panty. I'd like to know what the deal is.
He could just be a real pervert. She got like little ones.
Yeah, could be.
I guarantee you she's no Danny. Carl, let's go somewhere close to home. Niagara Falls, New York.
Yeah, this is a crazy story.
Yeah, this is Chianti Means.
How big are her fucking boobs? Holy shit.
Yeah, they
wow.
They weren't big enough to save her and her children.
I was going to say, are those flotation devices? They look like they could be. Turns out they were not.
Well, Carl, she's 33 years old.
She's cute too.
Roman Rossman was 9, and she had a 5-month-old named Mecca Means.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah. They went over to Niagara Falls a week ago, last Monday.
Fun. There's a lot of fun things to do at Niagara Falls. A lot of rides
you
could go on.
Yep. They did go on a ride, actually.
Good.
What happened was Roman and Mecca, accompanied by their mother, stepped over the guardrail at Luna Island and apparently fell to their deaths.
Oh, that's not good.
Their bodies have not yet been recovered. And officials have said the plunge was intentional.
So that 5-month-old had enough with life. It's just like, this ain't for me, man. I can't take it anymore.
Yeah, Means worked as a domestic violence counselor, according to her LinkedIn profile.
Oh, so hearing about everybody's bullshit all day long isn't good for your mental health? Is that what I'm hearing right now? You don't want to have people just tell you how horrible their days were all day long?
Either she is completely stupid and thought it'd be a fun adventure to go swimming,
mm-hmm.
or she is lost her will to live and decided to execute the rest of her family with her.
Mental illness can literally drive you crazy.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the latter on that one, Vinny.
Yeah.
Well, that's my guess. But listen.
Haven't found the bodies yet. Still.
Listen. She probably did those kids a favor because they lived on the New York side of Niagara Falls. You've been there, Vinny. It is a shithole. When John talks about Rochester being a shithole, go to Niagara Falls and hang out on the U.S. side of it. It's bad.
I have never been anywhere worse than Syracuse. It might be that.
It might be
Niagara Falls.
The poverty is something else. Also, I noticed in this article, they didn't reach out to the father for comment. Is there a reason for that?
I don't think they could find him.
Oh, weird.
No.
Go figure.
Carl, let's go down to Florida.
Yeah.
Your second favorite state.
Hell yeah.
Might even be your first.
Well, I mean, Michigan's up there, obviously.
You got to get your shit together. Get your shit. Why so many creepy bugs? What the hell is going on there? Maybe it's the swamp gas. Hope they bring no theater yet. Come on, Florida.
Let's meet this young couple, Carl. This is
are those both guys?
No, there's a 18-year-old Alana Cagle and 24-year-old Wayne Streeter.
If you had to do one of them, which one would you pick, Vinny?
Alana.
Okay.
Which one would you pick, Carl?
I'm just saying. Not a looker.
Okay.
Not a looker, this one.
Now, Carl, in this particular story, I don't really have a choice. But
victim blame. You should have known better than to be a cunt. Victim blame. And now it don't matter. 'Cause you're fucking dead.
Okay. Not dead yet.
That's a fun one.
The victim of an alleged hatchet attack in Ormond by the Sea. Now, I believe that's Daytona Beach area. Ormond Beach. Left behind a trail of blood as a gentleman ran along a road to wave down a deputy Wednesday evening. Basically, what happened was this gentleman met Alana Cagle, and she said, hey, you know what we ought to do? We ought to go to the beach, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got to let me tie you up.
Mm.
And then we could have sex. Doesn't that sound great?
Kind of.
No. So we're going to have sex, see? But you're just going to tie you up first.
There's rope
Don't worry about
involved?
that. Don't worry about that. It's sex.
I don't know about you, Vinny, but when I'm with a woman for the first time, there's no rope involved. I'm very old-fashioned like that.
Well,
you don't have to spice things up right away. You know what I mean?
This idiot went for it.
Okay.
And she gave him a ride down to the beach.
Also, why would you want to tie up? Wouldn't you want to tie her up? Like, especially around her face area so you couldn't see it real well? Do you want to put a lot of rope like right around the face?
I'd cover the eyes. I'd cover her eyes. So they get down to the beach. The victim recalled getting odd vibes from Cagle because she was sitting about 5 feet away from him. According to the affidavit, the victim said that Cagle then tied his legs together with rope, adding this made him feel odd and thus led him to decide he wasn't going to go through further with it, you know?
Yeah, it's a real boner killer.
That's what he recalled seeing a man dressed in all black clothing, later identified as Streeter, approaching them from out of the darkness.
Or he could have been naked. We don't know.
He was smiling, prompting him to begin untying the rope. According to the affidavit, Cagle allegedly began to jump on the victim's legs, yet he was able to fight her off and untie the rope before getting up and running away, with Streeter now giving full chase. The victim said Streeter allegedly managed to tackle the victim and began choking him, as Cagle reportedly observed with what appeared to be a hatchet in her hand, and then got caught up in it and started punching and striking the victim all over.
I thought I was going to get into your axe wound. Now I have axe wounds? What the fuck? It's turning into a bad day.
The victim managed to free himself again, running up Atlantic Avenue and flagging down the deputy. According to the affidavit, while the victim was taken to the hospital for evaluation of the injuries, an Ormond Beach police officer located and conducted a traffic stop on Cagle's vehicle in the area. The sheriff's office said it was aired over the radio that there was blood on the vehicle, which itself was occupied by Cagle driving and Streeter in the passenger seat. A backpack with the victim later confirmed this to be his was found inside the car. So they had the victim's bag with them as well. Deputy canvassing the beach found rope, a t-shirt, and a hat, as well as a sheath for a hatchet.
That guy is an idiot. Like, she could have said to him, hey, I got an idea. Why don't we empty your wallet out and then we'll have sex on the money? Does that sound good? Like, yeah, all right, cool. You said sex, right? Yeah, whatever you want to do. Tie me up, take my money, suffocate me to death, whatever. As long as there's sex involved.
This dude he's lucky he's alive. He, got a ton of lacerations to his legs and back, some of them very deep, as well as multiple long cuts to his abdomen.
Hatchets are no joke.
Yeah. The Streeter told the deputy that he and Cagle are a couple, claiming they drove to the beach by themselves and adding he didn't know how the victim got there. The sheriff's office said Streeter further claimed that he saw the victim push Cagle, but did not know how he did this. He said it was what prompted him to approach the two and began punching the victim in the face.
Sure.
After initially claiming that no weapons were used, Streeter allegedly uttered while the patrol car that he had tried to choke out the victim for her.
Yeah, it's like Back to the Future, where he opens up the door and Biff's having his way with his lady. You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, you say that Wayne Streeter is the George McFly of the situation?
That is what I'm saying. Yes,
okay.
He's a hero.
Okay. Streeter and Cagle were arrested and faced charge of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. Records show they both have posted a $5,000 bond, and they are out right now.
All right, good.
So if this lady tries to take you on a date down by Daytona Beach, be careful. Now, Carl.
Yeah.
Let's talk about our last story of the
How
day.
hard up would you have to be to want to sleep with that monster? That's crazy.
Well, Carl, I got a bigger monster for you.
Oh, okay.
We're going to talk about Charlene Masterson.
Oh, the Masterson family. I know them.
Yeah, the Mastersons.
Yeah. I'm friends with some of them.
Hold on. I need to pull up this image because I forgot to grab it. Sorry, guys. This is important. There he is. Here he is. That's the daughter, Charlene. I'm going to show you a picture of her.
Mm-hmm.
This is Charlene.
Okay.
And this is her father.
Okay.
Now, these are the characters in the story I'm about to tell you.
This is David Masterson.
David Masterson, Dick's father. Yes. Charlene Masterson is 32 years old now. Okay. Now, she was a teenager and something incredibly terrifying happened to her. In 2007, she started receiving anonymous text messages from someone claiming to have incriminating information about her from a chat room that she hung out on for single teenagers. So me thinks she was talking to young boys, sending pictures, things like that, and doing those types of things. And this person out of nowhere contacted her and said, I have this information. The message cautioned the then 18-year-old that if she did not perform sexual acts on a person who she doesn't know, this information was going to be leaked.
She was being blackmailed.
She said, I randomly got messages from a number. I didn't know the number, and it read, I know what you did, and anyone that knows me knows I hate being in trouble, so I immediately panicked, she said.
This is bullshit right here. She goes, I didn't do anything wrong, but I hate being in trouble. So when they told me I had to suck some guy's balls, I was like, all right, I just don't want to get in trouble. It doesn't make any fucking sense. What did she do, Vinny? What did she do?
I don't know.
Because they will not tell us in this article.
But
We're only hearing the story from her.
There's something bad happened.
There's something going on here.
Okay. She was told that her father, David, who we just saw a picture of, he was 56 years old. She did something so bad that if revealed, her father, David Masterson, would be fired from his role at the Dublin airport if she did not fulfill the demands.
Is that how that works? Like if your daughter is in trouble, then you get fired from your job?
Apparently.
Wow.
Apparently. Now,
Wild.
here's what's even worse. When she went to her dad for help,
Dad,
he told
I'm
her,
being blackmailed and I'm being told I have to perform sexual acts on a stranger. What should I do? Should I go to the police?
well, no, I'm going to lose my job, honey. Don't you understand? This could cost me my job.
Then what should I do then, Dad?
You
I mean,
better
there's gotta
just
be a
start
solution.
fucking sucking off strangers.
Oh.
Is what you should do.
No,
I can't believe this, young lady. You're going to cost me my job. Well, you better get us out of this pickle.
I thought you were going to have different advice for me, Dad, but okay. I don't want you to lose your job.
Well, it was arranged that her father would let a person into their home and she would do whatever the person wanted while wearing a blindfold and earphones and playing music in them.
Okay. Weird.
Okay. Masterson then came into the bedroom where she was blindfolded and began forcing her to give him oral sex and sexually assaulted her. That's right. It was her father the whole time. The call is coming from inside of the house, Charlene. You're blowing your father.
This woman is so gullible. Like, I'm wondering how many princes she sent $10,000 to because of an email she received. How gullible is this woman?
At one point, Carl, the dad had his buddy in there too, and they were tag teaming her. Yeah. So this went on for years until she's 21. So this is at least 3 years
of her doing sexual acts with her father and not knowing it's her father.
Yes. Just knowing that at some point, Dad, I'm going to get one of these text messages and that the guy's coming over and I'm going to have to put on my blindfold and my fucking AirPods and start fucking sucking off a stranger. Fucking horrifying. Well,
don't worry, Christian says, Dad pulled a great prank. Pretty good prank. Pretty good prank. Her face was red when she found out.
This is way funnier than telling the kids that you stole their Halloween candy. I'm not going to lie. This is way better.
That's a way better one.
So Ms. Madison did not realize her father was behind everything until at the age of 21, she found a DVD recording at her grandmother's house of all places. In this stash of DVDs of the first time of her in this room with the headphones on and the blindfolds and her fucking father face fucking her.
She's filming it too. What an idiot.
Yes, filmed it too.
Okay, so then she found out it was her dad, and so she goes right to the police and has the dad arrested, and this stops, and she's no longer being abused anymore. That's good.
No.
Oh.
She goes and confronts her dad. And you know what he says?
What does he say? I'm sorry, I won't do it anymore.
No, I'm being blackmailed too. Isn't this crazy? He's making me.
Like, I like it when I'm ejaculating into your mouth. I hate it, but I'm being forced to do it. I need this job.
Honey, listen, they don't just make middle management airport jobs.
That's true.
Every day.
This is coveted, what I have going on here.
So she says when she saw the DVD, I didn't watch past the first 10 seconds. When he came home, I was still getting messages from the stranger. And I replied, I know you are my dad. However, what started as covert soon became open abuse. Her father stopped sending messages, but instead began groping and raping her inside of the house.
He's like, you know what? Let's just get rid of the stupid earbuds and blindfold. I'm just going to have sex with you. I'm just going to.
Hey, honey, I'm being blackmailed again. Jesus Christ.
That's crazy.
He followed her to work, which she was soon forced to give up, and frequently sent her abuse messages. It wasn't until her colleagues in social care asked if her father was abusing her that the years of torture were finally brought to light. In 2014, Charlene's friends went to her mother and informed her of what had been happening to her daughter. David ended up in prison for 17 years because of this. And the mother claimed she was completely unaware of any of this.
I would hope so. I would hope somebody would say something to someone.
Yeah,
they do.
This is an older story, but Alex sent it to me because this woman's like wrote a book or something.
Yeah, she's telling her story, which is embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's an embarrassing story.
I just love this father going, "You're gonna ruin me," unless she starts sucking up strangers.
It's crazy. I know ATM might seem like it's a crazy request, but otherwise I'm going to lose my job.
Do you realize what an absolute, like, you are past pedophile pervert when you're coming up with this fucking story to blackmail and terrify your
He did
own
wait
daughter.
till she was 18. I'll give him a little bit of credit. No, this is nuts. This is a crazy story.
Yeah.
And he did it for 3 years. That's I don't understand how dumb this woman is.
I call that a good run.
We got a lot of victim blaming on today's show. This might be a record for us.
Certainly
actually.
was.
It's been good. Hey, Vinny, I got a couple plugs I want to get out real quick before we finish these up. And we do have another super chat that came in. We appreciate that. But today is the return of Point Dabble Point.
What?
That's right. Go to Shuli's channel at 4:00, and we'll be talking Stuttering John. You know, he's got his boat now. And we'll be chatting about John on Point Dabble Point. It's going to be Mondays at 4.
I forgot he got a boat.
Going forward. And also, I'm wearing my my Real Women Love Football, Smart Women Love the Bills shirt that my mom got for me by mistake because it is my mom's birthday today. Happy birthday, Mom.
No shit.
Gonna have dinner with her later tonight.
Oh. Well, happy birthday, Mrs. Hamburger.
And of course, who are these broadcasters tomorrow at 2? And then, of course, the election special tomorrow night at 1 a.m. Eastern time. Watch with Christian Blatt and Reverend Shitstain. I think that Aussie guy is going to be on. Some other guests.
At 1 in the morning?
1 in the morning on the Who Are These Podcast channel.
Perfect. You know, nothing is going to be figured out by then.
You know, honestly, I think it is going to be figured out by then. I could be wrong. It could go on for weeks. Who knows? I think it's going to be figured out.
Do you have a prediction for this thing?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your prediction?
Do you remember Ronald Reagan in 1979 or 80?
Yeah.
Yeah. That.
Mondale numbers for Kamala?
That. Well, it was no, in 80 it was Carter.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's what I'm predicting.
Yeah. You're predicting 40 states for
no one's ever voted for this woman for anything. It's crazy. So I can't see it going any other way, but we'll see.
All right.
The Wizard Monkey with 5 pounds coming in.
One time, a manic depressive ass-slick Richard Simmons visited the Snow White show at Disneyland. 1 minute feeling happy, next minute he came all over grumpy.
Oh, okay. That's another fun way to
Okay. 1 minute he was feeling happy, next minute he came all over grumpy.
All right.
Bravo.
Let's rewrite that joke 20 different ways. Let's see if we can find a funny version.
Find some humor. Go.
Snow White jokes.
Well, let me tell you what's important this week. Let me give you a plug, Carl.
What do you think's going to happen? What's your prediction for the election tomorrow?
I'm kind of with you. I think that I don't think she has a chance.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
But you know what, though?
There's always cheating, though. It's always a possibility.
Here's the one thing I will say. I don't think Trump's base got bigger.
Right.
I don't think it necessarily got bigger, but I think it was very big, judging by the last election and how many votes he got.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see as many people being moved to go out and vote on the other side this time. So I'm more along the lines of I think Trump is going to win. But I will tell you this right now. I will not vote. I will not endorse any of these two fucking people. I don't give a
We're
fuck.
all going to vote at thecreepoff.com. That's where you vote this week, people. Go to thecreepoff.com, vote for who brought the creepier person running for president.
That's right. That's who you're voting
That's
for.
That's what we're all voting for.
Now, I just got some messages from people that said the CAPTCHA is not working. So I'm going to jump in there and figure all that out. Either way, vote at thecreepoff.com. It's nice to be important.
It's more important to be nice.
Let's get the fuck out of here, Carl.
Gagia.
Gagia.
Drugs, man. You shouldn't do drugs.
Thank you.
It's the Creep Off.
It's such a crazy shame to get victim blamed.